Good. Excited?
Yeah, I've seen all the footage, but I mean, it's different to be so close to her.
Ever done anything like this before?
Yeah, Bismarck as a grad student, and Lusitania on vacation a couple of years back.
Hell of a resume.
Alright, I've reached the seabed. Can't see much.
You're still a couple of 100 meters out, and back to manual control. Shall we run an equipment test?
Sure, let's do this by the book.
Alright, let's run through the controls on the panel in front of you. The center left joystick allows you to move the submersible forward, back, left, and right. The center right joystick controls the yaw. Great! Now let's check the altitude controls. Try them out. The lever on the far right allows you to ascend and descend.
Okay.
If you look down at your hands, you can see your motion controllers. The move button on your left controller is the info button. Holding down the info button will bring up the control diagram for your controllers. If it feels more comfortable, you can operate the submersible using these controls instead of physically moving the levers.
Great. How do I interact with objects?
You can interact with objects in the submersible by touching the object with your controller and then pressing the T button to use. If you ever get stuck, just hold down the info button again to bring up the controls diagram.
Will do.
Right, now we'll move on to the map and missions. You'll see in the middle of the console in front of you is a map. It shows your current location as a blue pointer at the bottom of the screen. As you approach the wreck, it will slowly appear on the map. The yellow icon is your current goal location, so you know where you should be heading. I'll update the map and your goal locations as we go through contracts.
Right.
The screen just to the left of the console displays the mission log.
Right. I should
It
get my
shows your
lights ready
current
now
goal
that I'm getting
task.
close to the bow.
So if you aren't sure what the far left lever controls your sub's lights. To turn the spotlights on and off,
Got
interact
it.
with the button. Okay, you'd better place a marker before we head too far. Interact with
Marker's
the
been
button next
placed.
to the map to place one. You can head towards the bow. So, I had a call from our main sponsor.
Problem?
No, all fine. Just voicing her excitement about us finally diving. Said she's looking forward to seeing
Whoa.
what we can do. There's something you don't see every day.
She's a beauty.
Okay, first things first. We've got a contract with the Titanic Society to place their commemorative plaque on the forecastle deck. Get yourself into position.
Alright. Coming up to it now. Ah, the ROV.
Yep, courtesy of Flight Avionics and the latest in augmented reality technology. If you look up, you'll find a set of VR goggles and the controls to maneuver the Predator are the same as the submersible. Make your way over to the plaques already laying on the deck, and remember that the range is only up to 15 meters. The advantage of driving without an umbilical.
Is there any way to boost the signal?
Yeah, but we need to upgrade the deep-sea transmitter, and they don't come cheap. The generosity of our sponsors and UNS funding only goes so far. If we complete these contract jobs, we might just be able to afford some upgrades.
What happens if I go out of range?
The automatic recall kicks in. ROV comes straight back to the sub.
I'm here.
Great! The plaque we're placing is in the Predator's inventory. You can access it through the menu.
Ah, how do I... I'll take a photograph with the onboard camera for the Society.
Great idea! They'll appreciate that. You can access the camera through the ROV inventory. Open up the menu.
Press one of the T buttons to take a photograph. You can get out of camera mode by pressing and releasing the info button again.
I'll head back to Sedna.
No need. Just press the move button on your right controller. This...
Now you're back in the sub. Recall the ROV by pressing the button next to the ROV goggles. It's above you on the right.
Where to now?
Hull breach on E-deck. I'll mark it on your map.
We're heading for his cabin, right?
That's right. Eyewitness testimony said Henderson kept a journal. It should tell us more about his activities on the final night. Dr. Lynch,
Yeah?
why are we doing this?
$45,000 a day at sea.
No, I know, but that just about covers the costs of the expedition. I meant, like, why are we taking this job in particular?
Well, put it this way. Why do you think she hired us?
Because we're academics?
Yes, but more specifically, we respect the history.
Just at a
It would have
ring.
been cheaper for our sponsor to just hire a salvage team.
And why'd you agree to take it?
Funding like this comes once in a blue moon, and I wanted to see her up close.
This breach is from the impact with the ocean floor. Anything in here is going to be messy.
I'll keep my eyes
Just
peeled.
remember what I said about these new ROVs. It's towards the top of the breach. Only up to Look for the flashing beacon. I really hope his briefcase is there.
Ah, I found a briefcase. I just need to pick it up by...
WJH. I think this is it.
Well, that's lucky. Are you going to open it?
No, not here. Assuming there's anything intact in there, it'll start degrading as soon as I open the case. I'll have to bring it back to the lab before we can take a peek.
Let's get you to the surface. Activate the autopilot and get comfortable.
Alright, I'll see you in about 2 hours.
Okay, I'm back in the lab. I need to complete the tasks listed on the whiteboard by teleporting around the room and interacting with the recovered items and preservation stations. When I complete a task, the next task will appear on the board. I can rotate on the spot using the cross and circle buttons on the left motion controller and interact with items using either controller. To teleport, I need to hold down the square button on the left controller while aiming at one of the chairs dotted around the lab. When the white square appears on the ground, I let go of the button and instantly teleport to that location. If I drop an item and can't reach it, I can use the tractor beam to recover it. I just need to hold down one of the T buttons while aiming at the item and it will move up to my hand. If I get really stuck, holding down both T buttons and move buttons will reset the items back to the starting tub while keeping my progress. If I'm not sure what to do, I can always refer to the whiteboard to see the next task. Our sponsor is calling at 8 o'clock, so I better get started by opening this briefcase.
Whoa, looks to be in good condition.
Let's get this clean. Silver doesn't look great after being in the ocean. This tobacco tin is covered in silver sulfide. This journal is pretty special. The pages seem to be a fabric paper blend. These banknotes are delicate and will need a good rinsing in the desalination bath. Then we can This leather case is looking pretty sturdy, but it will need a good soaking in the desal tub to remove the salt. Then I can give it a gentle scrub with the nylon brush. A bone hair comb. I'll need to wash the salt out quickly before it crystallizes and the bone starts to crumble. It's come up great. Now it's clean, it needs to be soaked in PEG and fungicide to soften the leather and stop it from cracking. Alright, it's ready for freeze drying. Looks like a receipt for a telegraph sent on the night of April 14th.
That's strange. I haven't found any reference to one being sent. I wonder what... Here's our sponsor. We can tell her the news.
Hi, team. How are you both?
Hi, Gillian. We're doing great.
We've just finished cleaning the artifacts we found today. We managed to access Henderson's cabin and retrieve his briefcase.
Wonderful.
Inside we found his journal, a few personal items still in good condition. One interesting item is a receipt for a telegraph sent on the night of the sinking.
Oh, that is interesting. I didn't know William sent a message.
That's what we thought.
It's possible it wasn't sent, and that it's still in either the purser's office or the Marconi room. We're thinking our next dive should be to explore these rooms.
I know teams have searched the Marconi room before, but I didn't think the purser's office was accessible.
Yeah, up till now it's been off limits due to the size of ROVs, but ours is small enough to access it. We're hoping we might find the purser's record book, with the message listed.
As for the Marconi room, other dives have shown most of the furniture is deteriorated, but the telegraph canisters might have survived.
Sounds plausible. Let me know if you find anything. I'd love to see the message he sent. I've only the letters from Southampton.
I noticed something odd in his journal. On the 14th he mentions carrying some special package, but I'm sure he didn't have anything reported in the manifest. Do you have any idea what it could be?
Well, in his last letter, he wrote about returning home with a present for my great-grandmother. I'll do a bit of research on my end. I can check over the manifest again to see if we missed anything.
Great, we'll let you know if we find anything tomorrow. I'm sending over photos of the items we found today.
Thanks, I really appreciate the regular updates. It's making writing much easier. We'll talk again soon.
Well, shall we call it a day?
Not quite. Gillian was kind enough to order in a stronger transmitter for our ROV. We'll need to fit it before the dive tomorrow. Otherwise, we won't be able to reach the purser's office.
I'll get on it now then.
It's waiting for you over there.
I need to Thanks. I need to replace the transmitter in the ROV with the one on the table next to it. She's all ready to go for tomorrow.
Cool. I'll see you in the morning then.